After the children of Israel had taken over the land of Canaan, there was a meeting between Caleb and Joshua. And this is recorded in Joshua chapter 14. Give me this mountain of which the Lord spoke in that day, for you heard in that day how the Anakim were there, and that the cities were great and fortified. It may be that the Lord will be with me, and I shall be able to drive them out as the Lord said. And Joshua blessed him and gave Hebron to Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, as an inheritance. Joshua chapter 14, verses 12 to 13. So what is this mountain all about that Caleb wanted so much? We have to go back in history a little while, concerning the 12 spies that Moses sent to spy out the land of Canaan. During their 40 days trip in enemy territory, the spies came upon the great fortified city Hebron that rested on a mountain crest about 3,000 feet or 1,000 meters high. And there were other surrounding cities that were fortified. And the Anakim, or the giants, were there. So listen to what Caleb said. The Anakim were there, and that the cities were great and fortified. Joshua 14 verse 12. So what Caleb saw was a formidable, well-armed giant enemy. But he still wanted the whole mountain range. Give me this mountain. That was courage, isn't it so? And we can understand why the other 10 spies felt that they were like grasshopper. They said, there we saw the giants, the descendants of Anak came from the giants. And we were like grasshoppers in our own sight. And we were in their sight. Numbers chapter 13, verse 33. The 10 spies were totally disheartened compared to the bravery of Caleb and Joshua. They saw the rich harvest of the land, but there were great opportunity, but there was great opposition too. And suddenly they felt themselves like grasshopper. Caleb seemingly ignored this fortification and the giant warriors. He wanted the real estate on which the fortifications, the cities, and the giants were sitting on. That was the reason why God spoke of Caleb as a man of different spirit. But my servant Caleb, because he had a different spirit in him and has followed me fully, I will bring to the land where he went, and his descendants shall inherit it. Numbers 14, verse 24. Caleb was not intimidated by the opposition. There were opportunities and there was opposition. When we are intimidated by the opposition, we lose sight of the opportunities. Isn't this true in real life? Not only that, while the spies were frozen with fear, faith arose in Caleb. The mountain range was no easy task to take in any battle in those days. He wanted it, but what was desired must win the approval of God. Let's read that verse again in Joshua 14 verse 12. Give me this mountain of which the Lord spoke in that day. Having boldness is one thing, and that's very commendable. Having clear vision is great, but Caleb makes sure that he had a conversation with God first to receive the assurance that it is in his will. And when God gave the approval, Caleb had this bold vision in his heart that he kept for more than 40 years. There is a danger of name it and claim it kind of attitude among many of God's people. We name something that we desire, we claim it, and we expect God, by his generosity, to give it to us. It's not that easy. Caleb named it, sought the Lord for it to make sure that it is in God's will before he claimed it. This is a spiritual priority. Seek God first. Since Caleb had the bold vision of the mountain range, and since he had the approval of God to claim it, did that mean that he would have received that inheritance without doing much about it? Not that easy. He had to fight for it. Look at that verse again. It may be that the Lord will be with me and I shall be able to drive them out, as the Lord said. Caleb, name it, sought the Lord for it, and had claimed it and had to fight for it. No easy task. God did not give Caleb that mountain on a silver platter. Caleb had to fight for it, which comes to the last point. Caleb said, as yet I am as strong this day as on the day that Moses sent me. Just as my strength was then, so now is my strength for war, both for going out and for coming in. Joshua was already 85 years by the time he claimed his inheritance. But there's something that Joshua had that many of us may not have. Perseverance or staying power. That great strength and the resolve that was in Caleb that may be lacking in us. Caleb continued to be strong in faith, continue to bear that vision, and be ready to fight for it. Joshua, without any hesitation, gave his blessings to Caleb. Joshua 14, verse 13. Hebron belonged to Caleb. If you want to know what sort of fight Caleb had to endure to claim Hebron, we just need to read the next chapter in Joshua 15 and verse 14. Caleb drove out the 3 sons of Anak. From there, Shishai, Ahiman, and Talmai. There was a fight. And since these 3 the giants were named, they could have been men of renown. No easy task for Caleb, no silver platter. Have we lost our vision? Have we lost our resolve, our fight? Let us follow the example of Caleb. Give me this mountain.